Oh yeah, that was a
And,
good one.
yeah, stage play with co-star with Reggie Reg and Shirley Rogers, and then man, I was on a tour in 2003 with Adele Gibbons and some more called the Kings and Queens Comedy Search, and Walter Latham, which is the one that put together the Kings of Comedy, that put that tour together, 12 comedians, some Chicago, like 5 Chicago comics, myself, JD, Jeff B, Sean Morgan, Ill Will.
Oh yeah.
So it's been quite a few things, and then David Letterman, Late Night with David Letterman, and HBO PD presents The Bad Boys of Comedy, and comedy.
Yeah, and you mentioned Saturday Night Live too.
Yeah, it was Saturday Night Live. I had Walter Latham had us on a gag contract at SNL. They called. They were looking for some African American comedians that could be on the show, and I had auditioned for a good friend of mine who ended up getting it. He got the job.
So I mean, you named all the legends and kings and queens of comedy and acting. Billy D. Williams, Denzel Washington, everybody. Bernie Mac. Oh.
Tell y'all something. William, can we cuss on it? Can we cuss?
I don't even know
talk
where
about the city of Chicago.
the bean button is. I don't know. But what about?
I don't know. I love doing what I do. I say to anybody that's out there in the listening audience, as you get older and as you take on life, it's better to do what you enjoy doing. And for me, it was entertainment, and so I've been doing impressions ever since I was a kid. But I used to work just like everybody else, and I was doing open mics at night and developed the act, and so here we are right now.
Wow. Did your mother appreciate you doing impressions of her?
I don't know if my mother, I don't know if she, let me tell you something, I know Hillary enjoyed me doing impressions when I was in the White House.
Okay.
But she didn't like the impression I'd done with Monica Lewinsky. I regret that. But I enjoyed it too.
Sometimes that's
I'm an undercover pimp and I got hoes all over the world. Can we say home on this?
Yeah, so far. All right. So this is Cooler Talk with Reggie Reg and Fatimah. So he's kind of sitting in as a feature interview and talking about whatever he wants to talk about here on WCSU, Chicago Moving on the Map. We'll be back and we got our last half hour. We're going to do some headlines and heads up. Talk about Chicago and all that good stuff. All right. All right. WCSU, Chicago Moving on the Map. This is Cooler Talk with Fatimah and Sydney, and sort of is impressionist extraordinaire, Reggie Reg. Yeah. All right. Cooler Talk. So we've done our thumbs up, thumbs down, and a review of our weekend. What do you have? Any thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up for the Chicago Bears and
All right.
the NFL. Getting ready to get it in.
Yes.
That
was almost
football
here.
season getting ready to start it, and it's just really exciting to see this year and see what the Bears are going to do this year.
It was so close last year. It was a good season.
It was a good season. They, I'm just hoping they can go back and just do it.
Yes.
What I mean?
Yes.
Thumbs down to the high prices on inflation. Thumbs down on the parking meters. Thumbs down on the madness that's going on in the world.
Yeah. So there we are. I get it. So now here with some headlines and heads up. Headlines. One headline that I thought was some good stuff happening. I'm using my Facebook to stay in touch the news feed sometimes is actual news. And this group, Growing Power Chicago, they did a mobile upload of the mayor, Rahm Emanuel's press conference, addressing food deserts. And he was at the Iron Street Farm. Iron Street is a little bit west. It's like around 30-something, and it's around Halsted. I mean, it's very industrial looking over there. Looked like it used to be where all the packing houses and all that stuff were. And now they're a site of farming, urban farming. And so I'm glad to see that news. And that term, food desert, that's about this, you can go for miles and miles in some neighborhoods and not have really healthy food. There's plenty of fried food choices, and you can get your choice of Cheetos with cheese and meat on it, all of that kind of stuff. But a food desert where there's miles and miles with no healthy food. So addressing that through urban agriculture. So that's some headlines for you. And I was talking to someone else a couple weekends ago talking about that's a way that Detroit is going. Coming up with urban agriculture in Detroit. So that's some good things. You never know. You never know what can happen in the city.
Well, it's also a sign of the times too, because just for the sake of conversation with this information, also the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is also having that initiative throughout the urban areas, encouraging our community to be more health conscious, versus going to the fast food restaurants all the time and getting food that is processed, food that's fried. It really is time for us to start, growing like our own food, because most of the vegetables and things that you get in some of the stores are just not as fresh as we would think it is. I got an apple I bought in January of this year, and it's been sitting, on my counter, and it still looks fresh and stuff. It just lets me know that something is not quite right about that. So I really, hope that the mayor really just in that organization encourages, everybody in the community and just all around Chicago. But back in the day, when I was growing up, you would see like a lot of people migrated from Mississippi and parts of the South, so they kept that tradition going. They knew the value of growing your own food and vegetables and stuff, and they go right out there and pick it up. People would make fun of them. But
we
now,
had a garden in our backyard.
yeah, I'm thinking about putting one where I live, where I can get my food and not have all the pesticides and stuff that's really doing a lot of damage, causing cancer and stuff.
And preserving the apples for months.
Yeah, you see it right there.
It's not supposed to have a shelf life.
Hey, but what can you say?
Yeah, so thank you for adding that to the headlines, for sure. Now, heads up. I saw this on WTTW's Chicago Tonight program, talking about how potential employers will research potential employees' social networking past. So posts that you put up of, had this much fun at this spot, maybe you shouldn't put that picture with.
That's scary.
And then you gotta watch what people tag you. Because some people tag, I was like, I didn't know, why am I tagged? Well, they'll tag your, they'll have a picture of something and they want you to see it. And the quick way, supposedly, to get you to see it is to tag you. It's like, I'm not in this picture. Why am I tagged? And associated with it. So heads up on that.
It is up. Technology really is going in so many directions. We see so many of our political people are now getting tagged, and a lot of things that they're doing, with the conversations they have on the internet, and so it's beginning to be, one of these things where you really got to watch yourself and, use technology the best way you know how, and use common sense.
Common sense go hand in hand.
Common sense just ain't coming anymore. As Dr. Phil would say,
Yeah.
common sense just ain't coming anymore. I mean that from the bottom of, I'm trying to help you, but Senator, why would you go on and just do, I mean, I just don't understand why so many people.
Yeah, Wiener was caught up on some Twitter and this and that stuff. So watch all of that. I mean, and sometimes even just looking at my own news feed, I gotta block some people's posts because the stuff they update or their status updates is just too
Like
much.
what?
Some, well, on the status updates of people on Facebook, you know, when I go to my Facebook page, it's this whole news feed. It's turned into a news feed because it's everybody's updates, status updates. So sometimes the status updates are helpful, you know, like look out, there's an accident over here or this and that, or they'll have pictures of where they've been. But then some of these updates, it's like, okay, it's a mobile upload from a party.
What is the funniest one?
Oh,
What's the most bizarre update that you've ever had? What's the funniest one you've ever
well,
had?
I've had, what the thing is, what gets funny to me is when it's a whole series of stuff. It's like, are you living on your phone? When the status updates come back to back to back to back. I
There's
mean,
a lot of people unemployed, so they don't have anything to do, so
Yeah, I don't
they're
wanna
trying to
put-
make a job for themselves, you know.
yeah, so I don't want to put anybody on blast specifically, but yeah, there's some people who are just doing too much on Facebook. It's like, okay, you going on a trip, you at the airport now, okay, and then you at a layover, and then you're there, but it's your honeymoon, you know, it's your anniversary with your husband. Talk to your husband. Why does Facebook need to be in it? Tell me about it when you get home.
Just
In person.
imagine if this technology was out doing like the 50s and 60s and you would see some of the stars like Cary Grant.
Oh.
I got a text from you the other day, Lovey. I don't understand why you would do that to me. Judy, get on the internet right now and make sure that they know nothing not to do.
Yeah, it's just too much. So, I don't know. Are you in it at all?
Am I
In
it?
Facebook or social networking, any
To
of
be
it?
honest with you, I'm just, I'm still kind of a dinosaur when it comes to, I'm really
I
proud.
see your smartphone over there.
Yes, it's really a dumb phone. It says it's smart, but when I really need it to work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a funny phone, a dumb phone. It's got a mind of its own. It talks back to me. But no, I mean, I'm kind of a dinosaur. Most of the agencies ended up being what I kind of let them handle that. I just really
Okay.
focus on what I do.
Right,
But
right.
I do have a Facebook app. I don't really get on it.
So, yeah.
But I would in
Twitter?
the future. Nah,
No followers? You don't want anybody to follow you?
I do. I mean, a lot of this stuff I'm getting ready to just get with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I will be, up and going maybe the next month because I do have some stuff that's coming up. And I do have a YouTube.
Oh.
I do have a YouTube site called Reggie Reg Entertainment. So it's ENT Reggie Reg Entertainment. You can go on there. You can see some of the latest stand-up stuff I do. We're gonna be putting some sketch stuff on there. And so it's going to be a nice site to go to. I'll be able to talk to the people that subscribe and watch me, whatever is worth,
So I want to make sure we are able to put that on our Cooler Talk Facebook event page. And I'll put a link on that and get real clear so I make sure I get the right link.
And also the website, there's a website, Reggie Reg ENT. So it's short for entertainment
Okay.
as well. So I think the YouTube is Reggie Reg Entertainment,
Okay.
and the website is Reggie Reg
.com?
ENT.com.
Okay.
So you go on there
Okay.
and so like and stuff
All right.
on there.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Top of the hour. It's going to be high climb with a chance of rain, and we're going to go and make. I just like to say, you ever been on a flight and see how cool the captain is? He never
Yeah.
loses his cool. I mean, the plane could be in real bad trouble, right? And the captain, thank you, Mrs. Captain, General Wilson. We're experiencing the left wing motor just went out, but don't be
down about 2 hours. So we're gonna be going around just about 4 seconds, and it's just if that seatbelt signs are still on, it's just extremely cold, man. I don't know where they get that
the
from.
The motor fell out, but it doesn't sound like
it. I'm just wondering if they have a crisis like in their life, Excuse me, you have cancer. That's okay, cancer's there. I'll link up with the kids and we'll have a good time when we deal with that cancer.
Yeah, that's a way of being, isn't it? But everything is cool.
Everything is cool. This is a cool place, cool in here. It's hot outside, it's cool in here.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue. This will be listening to Cooler Talk with Fatimah and Reggie Reg. And we're wrapping it up, and this has been an awesome show. Thank you so much for participating and entertaining and putting some on our heads, putting some on our mind. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We're wrapping it up and get ready for Greg Baker. 747 Radio is next on WCSU Chicago. Moving on to that. So we'll see you next week at the Cool.
You really want to touch my name? Touch my game? Touch my aim? Y'all is nuts. I touch the road. You want to your partner, build the best of you.